Welcome to another solar project walkthrough, and this one is quite a large one. We've got 41 panels on the flat roof of this really large domestic property in Nottinghamshire, and we're using the SigEnergy three-phase system. We have four 8 kilowatt hour battery storage units, and they're attached to a 17 kilowatt three-phase SigEnergy inverter. We've also got a whole home three-phase backup system, and that system will keep the whole house off grid in the event of a power cut, running with that 17 kilowatt inverter. So almost unlimited power for this property in the event of a blackout. And all of that's attached to those 41 solar panels on the roof for 18 kilowatts of solar power. It's a fantastic system. So follow me as we have a walk around this one. And we've also got two more plots on the same site that are getting more solar and going to be using the SigEnergy battery systems. As you can see, we've got a lovely little plant room here. I say lovely little plant room, this is the sort of thing that gets electricians really excited. But we do have a dedicated space in this property. We've fireboarded the back wall, and this is kind of where the plumbing, the heating, the air conditioning and air handling for the property was all designed to go all in this one place. Now, the wiring goes from here up through the building in a riser and onto the roof. And we've got a flat roof system in here. So even though it's a large property with a single flat roof, we're able to put a pitched system in, so it's running at a diagonal on the panel, similar to what your house might be, and you're still going to angle them panels towards the sun, because that's going to get more energy than a panel that's flat, just facing against the sky. So we use the Van der Valk flat roof system, and it's a non-penetrating system as well, so that means it sits on the roof with no fixings, and it uses a weighted ballast to hold the system down under its own weight and stop it blowing away even in extreme weathers. So that system's a really nice one. We've done a few projects with this now where modern houses and modern designs are tending towards these, grand design style square buildings with flat roofs, and these solar systems go really well with that because you can't see them when you're stood on the ground next to the building, and you've got all them panels on the roof powering the property, which is clearly very power hungry. We've got this 18 kilowatts of solar, but we've got heat pumps, EV chargers, and all the rest of the things that go into a large electrified modern property. One of the reasons why we specified SigEnergy for this project was the fact that with this inverter it can take a hell of a lot of power. It's a 17 kilowatt inverter, which meant we was not going to have any sort of restriction on solar powers on the roof. But also getting power in and out of the batteries was quite important, because it's all right having an 18 kilowatt solar array. In the winter, you're not going to get 18 kilowatts from your panels. So we wanted a battery that can still deliver enough energy into the home to run a couple of heat pumps in the background, as well as still having additional power to pass energy to the rest of the appliances in the house. It's no good having an inverter that's 5 kilowatt if you've got a heat pump that runs at 3.5 kilowatts constantly, and then as soon as you put your induction hob on, you're drawing from the grid. So your inverter is the key to that, and it really brings the system together. It lets you get power from the roof in and out of the batteries. It lets you take power from the grid and get it into the batteries. And in this system, it also ensures that when the power goes off, the heat pumps can still run off grid with the batteries, and it's not going to phase them at all. So the SigEnergy was the perfect solution for that. Now, the marketplace is very competitive in single phase, especially if you don't need home backup. But when it comes to three phase, you have much fewer choices that are actually really great choices. There's a lot of systems out there that would do a very good job, but SigEnergy with its three-phase gateway and its true three-phase backup is just an excellent option. Tesla Powerwall, for example, doesn't have three-phase backup, so it's a very capable system. It can handle a lot of DC power, and you've got the option of those DC power packs that can expand the battery storage of your system. You can even have multiple Tesla Powerwalls running together on site, but it won't do a true three-phase backup through the gateway. Not currently anyway. There is talk of that coming in the future, but SigEnergy can do this right now. So that wraps up another walk around of what you'll agree with me, I guess, is a beautiful project. It's a lovely house. The chap that's done this has wanted it to be sustainable from the start, so he's gone with heat pumps He's gone with solar panels, EV chargers, and air recirculation and handling, and all those things that go into modern builds and work together to create a really sustainable home are included in this project. And the SigEnergy Systems at the heart of that, providing solar power and battery storage, as well as whole home monitoring, interaction with his EV charger, and it's a fantastic system for a project like this. It also works for the smaller systems, as you've seen on our recent videos and walkarounds. One battery, a small inverter, it works really well, and it's such a flexible system. And the capability of single phase or three phase with the same batteries, and a mixture of chargers, AC or DC chargers, both single and three phase, works really well, and there's an option for almost every property out there with the SigEnergy system, and it's why we're seeing more and more installs with that kit. So if you're considering a project like this and want us to get involved, we can get involved right at the start from the drawing stage, or even like the two projects behind us, just as the roofs are going on, we're coming to do some final measurements and specify some solar panels. So wherever you are with your project, or even if you're just thinking, feel free to get in touch. We can give you some free and friendly advice, and we can easily give you a quote for your project. So thanks very much for watching. If you've liked this, make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video.